Have you noticed she sits like a guy? She leans forward like...
With her legs spread.
Either that, and yeah, or like really, really sporty-ish.
I think she's...
Extremely. I mean, she runs. What 40-year-old woman do you know that runs? Because I don't.
Danielle and Dick had a real good point with her. If she is just sincerely a simple housewife from Oregon, she would not be a finalist, a semi-finalist, and then on the show. There is clearly something that we do not know about her. And, oh my goodness, you're getting just a little rebellious cutting through those cheese pieces. I'm just saying. And I think... I think they are spot on with that. I think someone was like, Kale, why don't you ever speak? And she's like, you know everything there is to know about me. I have 3 kids. I'm married. That's that. And I'm like...
What if it's like a fake identity?
Probably is.
And like the little skirts that she wears, like that's
she's
not
probably
her.
like 27. Anyway. No, totally not. But I think it is a bit of a routine. And honestly, and I know I've mentioned this to you, and I mentioned this to other people, but I was really, really not down with the manner in which she approached you and then approached me afterwards.
Right.
And to me, that was it. She didn't fucking answer a single question or speak a word to either of us for 18 fucking days. And then comes at us like a fucking lunatic, like screaming at us, basically trying to threaten us, and, you know, like she's this like power player, and if you don't do what she says, you're in big trouble. And it's like, lady, get a fucking hold of yourself. And the next time you want to approach me, have a relationship with me that makes it so that you can approach me if you need to approach me. Don't fucking approach me out of the blue and try and, you know, get at one another with the other person. That fucking pissed me off big time. And I was like, that was a horrible, horrible idea on her behalf. And that just, you know, it sealed, first of all, it unfortunately for him sealed Joe's fate. And then it sealed her own fate. Because it was like, what are you thinking, lady? It's like, you pretending that you're not playing at all. And then you're going to come at us like that? I mean, you just exposed yourself.
Did you tell her that I was mad about the whole not?
No, of course not.
Because I told you and I told Jamaica. And then late last night, when I was just meeting her on the couches, she said to me, you know I haven't talked strategy to you, or I haven't talked to you about this week, but if you ever want to talk to me, you can. She's like, I just didn't feel comfortable. And I was like, that's so weird, because why all of a sudden would she do that?
Oh, fuck no. So, I didn't tell her a fucking word about anything. I barely spoke to her.
And I just said, I told her I was voting to keep her, actually. I'm going to keep you, so you can just stop now.
When she comes to me, I pull a her on her now. And I just sit there and I'm like, listen, if you want to talk to me, go right ahead. Talk to me, but I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
So she tells me things. I haven't told her anything in weeks. She's pissed me off. And I think she is a dangerous player. And Jen,
if you would have won, who do you think you would have put up?
Oh, I would have put up Nick, for sure. Nick would have been my target, no doubt about it. And I would have told everyone, you're so scared of Nick that you think that you got to fucking backdoor him. Well, I'm putting him up, and he's going to stay up. So if that's how scared of him you are, you better send him home, because this is your one chance.
Yeah.
The only reason that I would have had a problem with that is because I would have been a vote against Nick that wouldn't have been cast then. So I would rather him go up in a week where I get to cast my vote, because then it's like a vote that's for sure against him.
Yeah. That's neat.
What would you have done?
I don't know. I thought about it because, of course, I was really pissed about the whole Nick and Danielle thing, how that week.
Me too.
But then I was extremely pissed off about Kale deciding that she didn't need to come talk to me. And then I was like, you can't go off personal. But you know what? Personal plays a lot into this game.
It does. Because it shows where you stand with people, and if those people are around, where their heads are at and stuff.
Right. And so I was like, you know, I loved the little group meeting we had last night, but there's 2 people I trust in there, and that's you and Jamaica. And Jamaica is actually kind of fading with me.
Really?
Well, just because I feel like she's getting closer to Amber, and
I agree.
I think we're still good for now, but I could see her leaving.
I agree. But
eventually, but whatever.
Of course, I'm dancing in that direction, also trying to think okay, how's this going to shake down? And I was like, I know we'll be able positively to pick off one of Dustin and Amber.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to pick off one of Dick and Danielle.
Yeah.
And I'm just keep trying to think in our best interests, you know, what the best way to kind of see the whole thing unfold would be. And that's certainly been on my mind recently. Because I do think there is a good chance that we will have that opportunity to be with these people down the road. So.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sorry, what were you saying about what you were
So
going to do?
anyways, like, I was just like, I don't know. Because I think Nick is extremely sketchy as well.
So
And so I
sketchy.
was almost like, maybe I'll put up one from each side. Considering Nick on our side and put up Nick and Kale.
Yeah,
And I was like, that would work. But
that would have
I don't
totally
know.
worked.
Because
now,
then either way, a big one is gone.
I know that, I know that you are religious. I know Danielle is religious. I know all these
She
things.
is?
She went to a Catholic high school, at
Oh, I
least.
didn't know that.
But, the only thing is, like,
The second time.
the reason this, like, came to me, the reason that Kale said this, and the reason Jamaica and Amber have been getting closer and closer is that they're doing some sort of, like, I don't know how to say this without, like, sounding obnoxious, but Kale is trying to appeal to the two of them, and they're appealing to each other based on their beliefs and religion.
Okay.
And they're trying to do this, like, you know, wouldn't it be great if, like, you know, the really righteous, you know, like, you know,
See, now that's where they go
God-fearing
wrong.
people were the winners of this game, and I'm not, I don't know, what were you saying? That's where they go wrong.
That's where they go wrong, because when you start trying to play God into a game like this,
Right.
you're not going to go anywhere.
I agree.
So.
And I think it's I think they think it's like this classy thing. I think it's a
Whatever.
really
Think what you
lowbrow.
want.
I think it's a really lowbrow, you know, right thing to try and bring into it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Not me, I mean, having God is a good thing,
no,
but I'm just
of
saying,
course,
like,
I'm not. I wasn't taking it otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an appropriate right way to appeal to each other in a game of a reality
of
show.
lying. This
Right,
whole
and lying.
game is about lying, deceiving. Well, I mean, it's not all, but a lot of it comes down
so
to
you're
that.
lying?
No, I'm not lying.
You know, there's a lot of interesting people because there are people that, if they have nothing else left, or if the cards fall the right way, will be really useful for us. But there's those very same people could end up really being a problem as well. You know, someone like Danielle, someone like Dick, someone like Jamaica, Amber, Dustin, anyone. There's scenarios in which you can see, okay, this would be perfect, and then there's other scenarios where it's so easy to see how it would be a problem with them as well. Well,
Winning
one of the
HOH
things-
next week, I do not think would be a bad thing.
I agree. Well, if nothing else, reaching sequesters an important landmark because it allows you to complete the whole experience, be a part of deciding the winner, and it gets you the stipends all the way through. Which, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm hardly in any sort of like great financial standing. So having that little extra money, you know,
No, it's not what you're here for.
It's not what I'm here for. It's not a big deal. But you know, if I got it, it wouldn't hurt me in any way. You know, so therefore, winning it next week, it's like it solidifies that, which is good.
Right.
And you're not one of the first people who's done it, so by then it's kind of like not a big deal. People don't get freaked out, like if you win at that point. Well, one of the things that I'm like trying to think is like, okay, Kale is of no use to us. She's total garbage.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't think I have it in me to deal with and carry Zach along the entire way. I really don't think I can do that.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot. Everyone hates him. I just don't see that flying at all. But I, like, at least have given thought to the fact of, as someone who sucks, everyone hates, would never win a vote, you know, wouldn't really be expected, blah, 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 if there's any merit to entertaining the idea of, you know, anything with Jen at all, or if she's just too annoying, too much of a wild card, too ridiculous, and it just might not be worth it.
She is dying for a new group, if you can't see that.
Right. And it's obvious that she's open to us as an option. That's pretty clear.
But she is smart, and she is a good player.
So you think that that's at least worth considering, not
Yeah.
necessarily
Considering.
a slam dunk, but at least something
I
that's not
think-
out totally out of the question.
I think she's pissed off at Kale, and I think that everybody else hates her. So
Right.
why not? You
Right.
know?
I mean, in order for me to even consider that, I would want it to be done in a way where it wasn't like she was just our best buddy all of a sudden.
Oh,
That
I
wouldn't do
know.
any good
That
for
would be
anyone.
weird,
First of
yeah.
all, I don't want to be her best buddy, and second of all, sketchy. If it can be done in a manner in which she can, you know, help protect us without it becoming like a big to-do, I mean, it's certainly an idea.
Yes.
I like that idea way more than Nick, Zach, or Kale, that's for sure.